The major problem in poultry farming comes now with the implementation of strategy. What I have realized with very many poultry farmers, they sit down, they take a pen, they take a calculator, then they start doing their own calculations on how they are going to invest their money in this poultry farming business and how they are going to recoup their profits. But that is not the challenge. It is also very nice to come up with a poultry farming strategy, because if you don't have a strategy, there is nothing you are going to implement, because the strategy is what is going to give you a roadmap on where you want to start and where you want to go. But the problem does not come with the formulation of the poultry farming strategy. The major problem comes with when it now comes to implementation, because in the formulation we just come, this is the amount of birds I want to start with, this is the poultry model I want to go with. But in the formulation of strategy, there are major details which very many poultry farmers normally ignore, which normally make them to go and make a mistake. I have seen very many farmers, and I have been against this, who now say, I want to start my poultry farming, but they want to build a house which is very big, very magnificent. Somebody spends like to a tune of 5 million Kenya shillings to build a poultry house. Then you realize that person wants to invest around 500,000 or 300,000 worth of chicken in that poultry house. How are you going to scale? Even if you are doing business during the moist era in Kenya, that business cannot thrive. That's why I always advise you, make sure you learn on the key details. On the poultry farming strategy, what is important is the major business is on the minor details, which you need to understand step by step as you do your poultry farming. Because if you don't do that, you are going to miss a lot. I have seen people build the house. I have worked in different places in this country. I have found very magnificent, very nice looking poultry houses, but there is no chicken. Where did the problem come in? It came when they started now implementing the strategy. What I was thinking a long time ago, before I started poultry farming, I was thinking I will keep 10,000 layers, which is going to give me 10,000 eggs per day, which I'm going to sell at 10 Kenya shillings. So I was saying per day I'm going to make 100,000 Kenya shillings, and I was doing my calculation and realizing I'm going to get a lot of millions and millions of money in my poultry farming journey, leaving very many things which I could have looked in details. That's why when I realized I did not have money to start poultry farming in large scale, I had to start with whatever I had. So this is my advice for you. Make your implementation strategy simple and stupid. Simple and stupid. Let me repeat. Make your implementation strategy simple and stupid. The minor issues, the things which you are ignoring, which you see they are not important, they are the key components to poultry success. Very many people are not taking into consideration like things to do with how much they will need now in buying the small things like the drinkers, feeders, something major like feeds. People are undervaluing it, especially during the strategy. That's why NEO-HEN farms, that's where I normally come in to ensure now I teach you first on poultry farming models which work and which I've implemented with very many poultry farms in Kenya and also other parts of East Africa like Tanzania and Uganda, and which has worked in these farms. And I have done this for the last 8 years. I normally ensure, number one, I give you what is important, the poultry knowledge. Don't start your poultry farming journey if you are lacking the knowledge, because the knowledge is the most crucial aspect in poultry farming. Don't start your poultry farming if you don't have knowledge about poultry farming models. The models are the most important. For example, you want to do your poultry farming, many people always think about the eggs. So what normally happens, they normally tend to keep the commercial layers. They end up getting very little profit, and they have spent millions and millions of money. So what I normally do, I normally advise you, if it's the commercial layers, we normally do a comparison with the broilers. We normally do a comparison with also what I am doing the improved kienyeji breed which I'm doing in NEO-HEN farms, which is the Saso F1. And we normally do a comparison. But mostly I normally advise customers, if you have a lot of money, make sure you go for the improved kienyeji breed, specifically Saso F1. You will realize it is going to give you more money within a very short period of time. The difference between the Saso F1 and the improved kienyeji and the commercial layer is that it gives you around 80%, that is the laying rate, but commercial layers can go up to 95%. But when it comes in the pricing of the eggs in the market, you realize I sell mine at 900, the other ones they are selling at 380, and the market is very competitive because now in Kenya, people are importing cheaper eggs from our neighboring country in Uganda, and the cost of production here in Kenya is very high. I also teach you about how you are going to take care of your chicken so that you may be able to do the right thing. Look at this thing. I want to show you something very minor on this breeder farm. I have been teaching you and showing you what to do so that you may be able to succeed. What you are seeing here is my poultry house, my breeder house, where I'm keeping now the mother stock of the Saso F1. One thing I realized is that if I could have money when I was starting this poultry farming, I would have invested in building this poultry house first. But what could have happened to me? I could have invested all the millions of money in this poultry house, then I will lack money to invest now on this mother stock, which is giving me now the eggs. It's a very big one, and it is a story one. So I realized, because I did not have money, the lack of money made me to think, what can I implement which can work for myself? So I realized I needed to start small because number one, I did not have money. Number two, I did not have very many resources at my disposal. So I had to go for the cheapest and the best mode of starting small. So I learned slowly by slowly about poultry farming. Then I get to understand poultry farming into details. That's why I normally advise you, start with a very basic thing. Let me show you a reality of a basic thing. You can start with a poultry farm in your poultry farming so that you may be able to succeed. Look at this small brooder here. It has some small number of chicks inside. Let me show you something. This is just, let me go back a little bit. This is just 4 plywoods, which you can see here. And this brooder can accommodate up to around 300 to 500 birds. So what you do, if you don't have money, just in your room, make something like this one, this brooder you see here. Then go in the supermarket or in the agrovet, buy this drinker specifically. This drinker costs around 325 Kenya shillings. Buy like 4 drinkers. Then the next thing you are going to buy, make sure you buy these pots. These pots are the best. These are the ones for brooding. And make sure you have a source of heat so that you may not make a mistake. These are the minor issues. Then, as I have told you, there are very many options in the market. You can buy Dawa Boost. This is a multivitamin you can use for your brooding. Then you also buy Chick Start, and also buy liquid paraffin, which is going to assist you now in the brooding. Those are the minor issues. The next thing you are going to buy, which is also very minor and very crucial, if you don't have electricity, you can use charcoal in your brooding journey. So this charcoal is what you are going now to have in the pots, which is going now to provide heat for your chicken during this brooding stage. You realize you need also to buy some sawdust, which will act now as the beddings, and you will need now to cover the brooders so that you may do the right thing. So after you have done that, you will realize you are going to introduce your first batch of birds in your brooder. One thing you are going to see is that you are going to learn a lot through this one batch of birds you have introduced in your brooder. Through this batch, you are going to learn a lot. And through this, you will refine your strategy which you want to implement. So start small. Don't start big, because you are going to make very many mistakes and you are going to learn with millions and millions of money. Start small. As I have told you, stupid and simple decisions is what makes people to succeed. So make it very simple and very stupid so that you may be able to succeed. Then you realize when you will be implementing now the strategy, you will be implementing it slowly by slowly. That's why I am against training farmers who don't want to venture into poultry farming. I normally tell farmers, get like 50 to 100 birds, then let me start with you the journey. We walk with you learning step by step, then you'll be able to understand the secrets. I will also teach you on how to market your products so that you may be able to maneuver in the market and do the right thing. If you don't do that, you realize mostly you are going to lose a lot of money now during this stage of guessing and guessing. You realize you are going also to experience some diseases in your poultry farm, which will also give you more knowledge. You learn about how to tackle them. I was doing a lot of guesswork when I was starting my poultry farm, but I realized I learned a lot. I did not lose a lot of birds, I consulted a lot, and I made the right thing. So you realized, when I started now implementing the strategy now of this breeder farm, it was straight to the point. I knew what I needed to do at what time. If I needed the house, I knew I needed the size of the house, I knew I needed this number of birds, I knew I needed this number of incubators, and I knew the number of staff I needed. So in implementation, it was very simple because I had started with the stupid and the simple things which assisted me to do the right thing. So don't struggle in poultry farming. NEO-HEN Farms, I'm here to ensure that you get this knowledge first before you even introduce a single shilling in this poultry farming, so that you may have the right investment and get a return on investment on the same. That's why you see very many people crying that they are getting losses and they are not able to scoop anything in their poultry farming journey. So guys, I want to appreciate you so much. Guys, I'm still taking orders for day-old chicks and the brooded birds, as you have seen. I'm selling at 95 Kenya shillings. You can call me on 0717213083 and I'll be able to deliver to you anytime, wherever you are. So thank you for watching, guys. Let's meet in the next video.